Hello everyone, this is Stephanie Pettis in the Rolling Studio coming at you. Today we're going to be talking about molds. We're not talking, we're going to be doing some molds, some homemade molds. I've got some product here that I'm going to show you what we'll be using tonight. This is the first time I've ever done it. You will need all-purpose 100% silicone. I got this at Walmart. I think I paid just under $5, or right at. And you'll also want to make sure it is clear. This is clear silicone, and you want to make sure that it's 100%. At least that's what everybody says on the videos out there. So I wanted to make my own just because I like to test the theories. I also picked up cornstarch, and this is a great value cornstarch from Walmart as well, like under $2. I didn't want to spend a lot of money, so there you go. I also have some Johnson & Johnson baby oil. I think you can use cooking oil or any kind of oil for that matter. This is just what I have with me. And then you're going to want some acrylic paint. Now this is cheap little 50-cent paints from Walmart. I think they're the 50-cent one. If not, it's no more than $1. But anyway, this is what I've chosen to create my molds in the color tones. I'm going to add some glitter to mine just because I like making it my own. There are tons of videos out there. I couldn't even tell you who the creators of this mold building project belongs to. Just know there's several videos out there. And this is how I want to make my own. I'm going to put some glitter in it. We'll see how that works. I don't know if it changes the consistency, but we're going to try it. Now, I want to touch on the fact that I have from Hobby Lobby or Michael's, can't remember which, I bought this mold builder. Now, I didn't know anything about molds when I bought this. I've actually had it for several months, and I have not used it. Wasn't sure how to use it, and then I actually went and checked it out, read the instructions, and I didn't like what I read. You have to actually brush this stuff on in layers. I don't have time for layers. I'm in a hurry. I got things to do. I got crafts to make, and when I want to get something done, I don't have time to take a paintbrush and make it with some layers. So I don't like this. Now this might work for other projects or something I haven't come up with yet, but this is definitely something, you know, for people who's got a little more time than I do. I just don't have the time. So I wanted to show you what I was dealing with. This was 3 days ago. I poured well, I guess I'm showing you what I'm doing first here. Okay, these are blocks. I got these, I think, from Michael's. I picked up these 3 different size blocks. They're cubes. And I picked them up because I have a certain project in mind. And I'm not going to reveal what that is because I'm not going to say anything unless I know I can actually get through it. So this is a experiment for me. And it's a secret muhaha experiment, but it is one I'm going to have you follow along with me and see. There's 3 different sizes that I'm going to test the waters with. The project that I want to do I could make with the 3 different ones. Now, here's what the mold builder did. Instead of brushing it, I thought I'd be smart and pour a bucket of this inside this little container and then stick the little cube inside, and after 3 days this is the result. Not happy with it. I don't like it. It's all thin and rubbery and it hasn't dried worth a darn. I don't have time for this. So I went searching on the internet like most of us do, and this is what I found. So I'm going to try to incorporate it in my project for my cubes. Like I said, there is a method to my madness, but I'm not going to share with you just yet what I'm doing. But I'm going to mold those. Now, I also wanted to do some molds because I want to recreate some of the beautiful embellishments that I have. Now, listen, I'm a little bit addicted, I admit it. But I'm trying to get my mindset for when I maybe fall on hard times and I can't go buying product. I thought maybe, well, I need to mold some things. And maybe you won't even find it again. So I'm going to mold some of these things. I like the looks of them. make them my own. You know, these are bling blingers, but you know, I do still like the shape. There's a fleur-de-lis. There's some buttons. I mean, I just want to make some molds so that I can have choices in my future, and as well. So look at these dragonflies. I might even try to mold this because it's a really cool piece. So we'll see. But for now, we're worried about the cubes and the cube project and getting the mold project going. So, alright, let's see what we can do with this. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to show you some of the things that we'll be molding tonight, or attempting to mold, I should say. This is a piece I got, I think, from Hobby Lobby. It's so gorgeous. I haven't used it. I don't know what I'm going to use the project on, but it's a butterfly. It's a three-dimensional butterfly. This is a three-dimensional bee. And then I've got one other cool one. Let's see. It is a dragon. Now, I like this dragon, but I don't know what I'll be using it for. Maybe something to do with fairies. I don't know. We'll just have to figure it out as we go. It's very three-dimensional. It's got a lot of depth to it. I don't know how it'll fare well with the mold, but I will find out. Maybe not tonight on this one, but I don't even know if we'll get to mold anything. It's going to depend on if I make this thing right, but I just wanted to take a minute to show you this guy because, man, it is so cool. It's got the amethyst stones. It's got on the wings, and then it's got some light purple in the belly, and then the eyes are a dark amethyst stone as well. And like I said, I got this at Hobby Lobby, and it's a really cool piece. I love it. I think it's awesome. I would like to recreate this in a mold to use in future projects. You know, it won't be quite as cool as this unless I can make it that cool, but anyways, that's what it is. And anyway, I was trying to adjust my light to give you a better visual. I hope you guys can see that. But I believe I got this piece at Hobby Lobby. I don't even remember how much it was. It might be on the package. Yeah, $5.99. So yeah, and then we're gonna mold this. If I can make my mold paste tonight, I will mold at least a couple of these. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I've got this giant bowl that I bought from Walmart for like 88 cents. And I'm gonna make my mold paste inside this bowl because, well, I make a mess. It looks like a messy project, and I have a small space, and I don't need a messy project all over my small space. So I got a big old bowl at Walmart for 88 cents. I'm going to put my silicone into the bowl, and of course my dummy self went and got me some silicone without a gun. So I'm having to manually push this stuff out. I could have popped the bottom and pulled some out, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to keep it semi-clean. So I'm going to put my silicone in first and do just enough to get started on the project. I don't know how much there needs to be. There is no measuring here. It's all about eyeballing it. So bear with me. We're going to figure this out together. And of course, you know, I didn't open any of my product before filming. So I'm running a little slow having to open my my cornstarch here. And I probably should have stopped when I dip the first group out, because pouring that out just now might have been a little much. But hey, again, first attempt. This is the fun and bloopers. You get to see my mistakes, and I'm learning for the first time. You guys can watch me learn, and then you can try it yourself as well. So yeah, I didn't open anything, so I apologize for the delay here. I believe I was opening my paint Yep, this is the color of the first mold that I want to create. And then I think I also add some baby oil. I don't know if I do it right away or if I do it because it gets dry. I don't remember. Yep, nope, I didn't do it. So we're going to mix this up. Mix it up and try to fold it in again first time. And it's clumping. It's a bit dry. I probably put too much cornstarch. Well, you know, I did put too much cornstarch. So I think this is when I add the oil, because it's a bit dry. You can't even see the silicone in the paint. It's so dead burn dry. I just overdid it. So, but that's all right. This is what it's all about. You play the part, figure things out, and it either works or it doesn't. And since the product is really not that expensive, it beats going to the stores and buying $30+ worth of mold in a small container, you know, only several ounces. It's worth a shot to try to make it yourself. At least I think so. So, yeah. Yep, it's all powdery, so I'm adding more silicone. Only because I don't know what I'm doing. But hey, got to try something. Of course, I didn't even add any paint. Oh, I realized that. Add some color. See? And gosh, and I only halfway pulled that plastic off the paint, so, you know, it is what it is. All right, let's fold that in. Fold that color in. Now, see, this is probably the way I should have done it the first time. But I've already made a mess of it, I think. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm going to trim some of this. Yeah, it's not working. It is so dry. It is so clumpy. I'm trying to work it all in. You don't even see the color. How sad is that? Oh, but I'm not going to edit. I'm going to leave it because this is how we learn, and you're watching my mistakes in live time. Well, not really in live, but you know, as it goes for me. Yeah. Yeah, this is turning into a dry, hot mess. And you know, I cook, so the first time I made homemade tortillas. Of course, I like to call them tortillas because that's how I grew up. You know, I don't speak Spanish, but there's certain words that I do say, and I do say them with an accent. Tortillas are one of them. But titas, tortillas, however you say it, this is what this reminds me of. Making my first batch of tortillas. It was clumpy, rubbery, dry, didn't come out good. But, you know, just like anything, you got to try it again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And that's what we're doing. You know, I'm going for it, guys. I mean, I'm just adding product just to see where it's going to go. And so you guys get to see that this is not faring well for me. What a crumbly mess. All right. And now, I you know, if it's not dry enough, I decide to go ahead and throw some glitter in it. Oh, the things we do. You know, hey, you don't know. You got to try something, if I can get the lid on there. So, yeah, let's take this dry stuff and add more dry stuff, because that makes the most sense to me. I don't know about y'all, but, you know, we got to get the glitter in, because, you know, that's my new little signature for the mold paste. Let's just add some more dry stuff. Oh, I kill myself. I crack myself up. Yeah, not getting anywhere with it, huh? So I guess I figure we need more silicone. So we're just going to keep adding product till we get this right. At least that's the thought process, apparently. So, you know, I pre-recorded this, and I'm putting audio to it because I can't record it at the time that I'm doing it most times because, well, let's just say there's a reason that I don't. So I come back and I do a audio edit. I do a narration of what I'm doing. So sometimes I'll fumble up, and but there's a reason for it. But I'm not going to reveal that reason. But there's a reason. But anyways, more baby oil, more product, more paint, more silicone, and more rubbery gloop. More dry rubbery glop, gloop, whatever you want to call it, but it is just not panning out here. Yeah, not working. So you can see, you know, I always say there's no mistakes in crafting. Well, this is crafting a product. So it's a little bit different. There's a little bit more science in it, which for me, it's just all about measuring or eyeballing. That's how I measure, with my eyeballs. And I'm also going off memory from the things that I watched. And I remember somebody doing it where they put the silicone first, or the powder first, or whatever. What comes first, the chicken or the egg, you know? So I'm going through, I'm trying to get this stuff. It's starting to become, you know, something, but, you know, not what I need it to become. Because as I'm working and folding this in, it's starting to harden on me. And I'm like, wait a minute. I don't even know how fast this, I didn't even know that you had just a certain amount of time to get this together. Because this stuff starts, it starts rubberizing pretty quick. And not that that's not cool, because once you get it, it really comes together. So I just wanted you guys to see that I am doing this for the first time, and you're watching me make a mess. Yep, it's rubberizing, and you know, and then I'm like, oh yeah, latex gloves, I forgot. You need some gloves, because you got to get your hands in here. And I'm usually one for throwing my hands all up in it, but I'm not real sure. One of the people on their video says you got to have gloves, because if you don't, it takes forever to get off your hands. Well, I didn't want to test that theory out. And look, it's all stuck. And of course, you know, my bright brain, you know, says use the silicone little, I don't even know what it's called. It's a tool in the kitchen. I don't know. I don't even know what you call it. A spreader. It's a baking spreader. So, you know, silicone on silicone. You know, not one of my brightest moments, guys. Sorry. You know, I questioned it before I used it. But I'd already bought it. And I said, you know what? Oh, well. Heck with it. I'm going to do it anyway. So while I'm trying to scrape this product off of my utensil, my mold is rubberizing before my eyes, and I don't even know it. I'm sitting there trying to squeeze what can't be squoze. Excuse me. And I'm trying to just get the sticky out. I'm trying to mold it in my hands, but it is just simply not faring well. The idea is that if it quits sticking to the gloves, then it's ready to be shaped. That's the theory. For me, though, it stopped sticking to the glove pretty quick because it was already in process of rubberizing on me, and I've got this big old glop that would have been awesome if I had done it correctly, but I didn't. So, you know, the stuff's not even working. I mean, I can't even smooth it out. It's already destroyed. I mean, it just didn't, the consistency was off. Everything was off. And I was just fighting it. I was fighting a losing battle and didn't know it. Because that's what I do. I don't just give up. And although it's not sticking to me anymore, the stuff's already dried up on my glove. So all these are things that you find out after the fact. So I start realizing that this is not the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, it's already a rubbery. I mean, it's still a little malleable, but I'm never going to get it the smooth that I need it for the molds. It's just not going to happen. So, you know, here I go trying to fix it because it's all dry now. I thought, well, let's just put a little moisture back into it. You know, it's already dry. It's already rubberized. And I'm still trying to get it in there, you know. Because I'm kind of, don't tell me no. I'm the sort that you don't tell me no, because I'm going to find a way to make it, yeah, this can work. This can work. I know I can get this to work. But you know what? It beat me. We'll call this a fail. It's a fail. And I'm about to accept that here in a minute. But, you know, I don't accept failure very well. But not when it's on me. I mean, you know. Hey, I don't mind making mistakes. But, okay, there's the acceptance. I've realized it. We're done here. Oh, okay, maybe not. See, I don't quit. I don't give up. Jeez. Somebody, you know, just knock me in the head with a bat, because, wow. I mean, I haven't even accepted that it's done. Okay, I think maybe now I have. Alright, so that didn't work. It's more like a rubberized, you know, eraser or something. But, you know, I don't like waste. I don't like wasting food. I don't like wasting anything. So I don't like the fact that I just wasted product. But until you learn, you're going to have waste. But I've kind of been thinking, well, maybe I'll hold on to this and I'll put it aside. Maybe it could be a cool texture. I can include it in some mixed media and use it for some texturing. I mean, why not? In crafting, you don't throw away anything. Well, you try not to. I mean, even, yeah, fail. I finally accepted it. You see the thumbs down? Fail. It's a fail. I finally freaking accepted that I failed it. Okay, well. Anyways, I think this would be cool. Let's put it in the dump. We're done for. Clean up the mess. Bam. First attempt. Fail. Failure. Okay, so I think we'll go for the second round 2, because I don't give up. Round 2. Now, I think I'm thinking about this video that I watched, and we put silicone in first, and then we put the paint and maybe some oil, and then slowly add, you know, some of the cornstarch and fold it in. Maybe that's what we need to do. I don't know. We'll see if that's what I did. Because you're not going to beat me. No, no, no. We're going to make this happen, Captain. Yeah, we're going to make this happen. And I apologize for the noise in the background. My truck is idling high. These new trucks, they tend to have a exhaust feature. And once once it has filtered so much exhaust, it has to blow it out. I don't really understand how it works, but it goes into high idle. Look, I went pink. I went pink because pink's my color. So I thought, well, let's just change the look. We'll change the color, and plus it'll pop out from that bowl. Might give us a little more of a sense of what's going on up in here. Let's look. We'll see. And there I go again with my silicone on silicone, because I haven't figured that one out yet either. Oh, it's so much fun. Alright, let's just fold that in. But see, I'm already happy with it already, because, you know, this is what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to fold this stuff together, get it into the silicone first. And with the oil, it's so easy to work with now. I'm happy now. I'm loving this. They say to fold it in rather slowly, just so that you can get it in. But in my mind, you know, I'm like, slow? We ain't got time for slow, because it rubberized on me last time pretty quick. Well, at least it felt like it was quick. But, you know, when you're in the middle of it, you think it's quick, but it's really not. I'd already been in and on it for a little while. So, anyway, we're just folding this in. And I think I'm getting ready here to add the cornstarch. So, now that we've made our first round of mistakes, it's time to make a whole new round of mistakes, right? oh, look, there's the glitter. And look, I'm not putting so much in. I'm just putting a little bit, just because I want to get my glitter in there, my new little signature. If it works, I will have glitter molds. So, we'll get that up in there, mix it up. And then I think we get the cornstarch now. So, I'm going to try to be a little more careful this time and not glob so much in. Using the end of my utensil there. Again, not the brightest move, y'all. You know, it was late. I'm just going to say, it was late. Can I use that excuse? It was late. I was tired. I'd already worked a full day. Can we just say that? Can we give me an excuse? I need one at this point. So I didn't put so much in it this time. So I'm feeling a little happy, and I'm like, yeah, this is it. So now I'm gonna get brave and take it off my glove, and I'm gonna start trying to gather it up. But instead of being, you know, dainty with it, you know, I decide to just put full force on it and squeeze it into my hands. I'm adding a little more cornstarch there, which is not the bad thing to do. But, you know, I've got a nice little putty in my hands, but I decided to squeeze it thickly. And that was a mistake, because now I've squeezed it so much onto my glove that it's like become a part of the glove. Mistake number 2. It looks like we're on the road to another failure. Why? Because I got ahead of myself. I started squeezing the mold in my hands too soon. And yeah, there's a lot of shadow there. I do apologize for that. But you can see right now what I've done. This gloppy, gloopy mess is stuck to my gloves. It's supposed to not stick to the glove after a minute, but I squeezed it like as if, you know, it was Play-Doh or something. And I again have failed. I think the consistency was starting to work, but it was a matter of jumping ahead, squeezing too hard, not folding it in. So, yeah, I almost gave up at this point because I was tired, but, you know, I don't give up. So, I mean, here I am. I'm just fighting it. I can't even get it off the glove. I've done stuck it all to myself. Oh, gosh, this has got to be comical to watch, you guys. I mean, it's funny for me to go back and watch. But this is how we learn, right? I mean, this is how we do it. You've got to learn. So I don't care about all these videos that say, you know, they've never done it and they're doing it for the first time. I don't buy it. You can't just sit there and measure something without measuring and expect it to go perfect the first time. Well, sometimes I guess you might get lucky, but there was too many videos for people to get lucky. I'm just telling you, this is reality. This was my reality, and I was a bit tired for it. But, and still I'm not giving up. God. Give up the ghost, Steph. Give it up, girl. It's all over the glove. Just, you know what? Just come to realization it's over. A second fail. Okay? A second fail, and still look at me. I'm still gathering. I'm still trying, but we can do it. We can do it. No, we can do it. We don't have to lose this. No, it's gone. It's gone. Let it go. Let it go. And look. Oh my gosh. I can't just give it up, can I, guys? It's almost sad. It's almost pathetic in the making. Alright, there it is. Acceptance. Acceptance. Yes, acceptance. Taking off the gloves because those are ruined. So, alright. Third time is a charm. It's charm. I've already got my, oh look, I tore my glove. I've already got my silicone in the bowl. This is the last attempt for the night. If not, I'll try it another night. But tonight I'm tired. I'm ready to figure this out. And we're going to start with the same attempt. I didn't put as much paint, if you noticed, that time. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but this is what I'm doing. And I'm putting in my baby oil. Okay, I thought about that. See, did you see me think, wait a minute, I'm not just going to pour. I'm going to take a spoon, and I'm going to somewhat do a consistent measure. That way I at least have an idea. If this comes out right, this is what I did. A teaspoon of oil. Okay? Now, I also changed it up and realized the silicone utensil wasn't working. Oh, let me put my glitter in first. Again, not very much, just because we're testing the waters. I don't want to keep wasting product, so I'm just testing waters here. So, I did not use very much glitter here. And just so, for the record too, I realized, also came to the understanding that my silicone on silicone wasn't working. So I pulled out a popsicle stick, because that's always used in crafting. And I just happened to have some, so bam! Already I like the feel, I like the consistency. Already I like the way the popsicle stick doesn't, I don't waste as much product on that utensil. It's a little bit easier of a fold in. I'm getting the oil up, the paint up, the silicone together, and I'm liking this consistency already. I think number 3 is going to be my success story. So far, the consistency feels good, it looks good, it seems like it's working out, and all I'm doing here is trying to make sure that I've got the paint into the silicone. I didn't want to not have it all fully in there. So a little mash, a little fold, a little mash, a little fold, and this seems to be working out much better. Now, it does still stick to the popsicle stick, but there's not near as much product sitting on that popsicle stick as there was on the silicone utensil. So, this is, I'm starting to actually feel good about myself right about now. I'm like, yes, this is gonna work. And again, I decided to use my spoon. Why a spoon, cousin? Don't know if y'all know that movie, but yeah, I did a teaspoon, well, maybe a little more than a teaspoon of my cornstarch. And again, I am folding it in, and I'm being gentle with it, because I realize, and I've concluded, that squeezing it and trying to force it into the silicone was not the wisest thing to do, and this is how we learn. So I'm just folding it. I'm taking a little time. I'm being a little patient, and I'm seeing a result that feels better. It seems to be working out better, and I'm liking this. This is working. This is working. Now, it doesn't look like it would be, because is holding on to the popsicle stick, but that's okay. You'll see here in just a minute what I mean by that. I think I add a little more cornstarch, because even though you want the cornstarch into the product, you don't want it sticky. I think just doing it lightly and folding it, and now it's almost like making a biscuit where you just powder the biscuit a little bit. And now I'm going to attempt, see, I still start folding it. Might got on my glove a little bit, but I was just trying to take the glob off of there and get it to a certain consistency. You start feeling it. You start feeling it. And again, I've never done this, so when I say you start feeling it, it's like you know. I don't know how you know. You just know. You can feel the difference. So I think at this point I'll be grabbing it up with my gloves soon. I think I feel confident and comfortable enough to grab it with my glove, but this time I am not going to squeeze it between my fingers. No, no, no. I'm not going to squeeze it between my fingers like I did the last time. I'm going to just continue to fold it into the cornstarch. Fold it into the cornstarch. I am trying to get as much product as I can off of the popsicle stick, but I'm not squeezing it like I did before. I'm just folding it in. A little more cornstarch. Not too much, just a little bit. See? And we want to get that, get the sticky out of it. I am trying to get what I can off my glove, because that's product. And I'm sorry for all the shadowing. There. Now you can see. I think I realized it too. It was just too much shadow. And you know what? I'm not a glove person. I need to feel it in my hands. I need to feel it in my hands. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing there. Again, try not to give up. I don't know what oh, you know what? I had a phone call, and that's what it was. I had a phone call, and I had to take the glove off. So, that's what it was. Sorry about that. Anyways, I decide, you know, who needs a glove? I'm done with the glove. It's time to just get this done. I can feel it better. Now it's in my hands. I can feel it better. It's soft. It's malleable. And I'm trying to get as much product as I can off of the glove. There's a difference, guys. I'm trying to get as much product as I can. Okay. Look, I'm able to roll it. How about that? That is success, guys. That is success. Of course, I'm all about saving as much product as possible, but I'm accepting that that's all I'm going to get out of it. Time to use the fingers and the hands. Yes, yes, yes. Roll it up, roll it up. Mold it in my pan. Sorry. So I start realizing, oh my gosh, it's working. It's doing its thing. I'm loving it. Now I'm going to take the bowl away. We're finally at a stage that I have yet to be at. So now I'm going to shape it. And I'm getting worried because I don't want this stuff to start setting. And it's already starting to get a little difficult. And I'm like, oh my gosh, before long, I'm not going to be able to mold. I'm just going to have a rubber blob. So instead of messing with it so much, I start worrying. I'm like, okay, I need to mold something. Hurry up, mold something. Just get something. I don't care what it is, just mold it. And it looks like I was going to go for my cube, but I changed my mind. And I don't know, I think in my hand, I think I'm keeping it warm. It's going to keep it moist. I mean, I don't know how long it takes for this stuff to set, but I decided, you know what? I need to get this going. I want to mold. And it's already rubberizing on me. And that's not going to work, so I need to flatten this out a little bit. It's still actually very soft, but you can tell it's starting to set. It doesn't take long, guys. It doesn't take long to set. So I'm like rushing against the clock now because I can feel the fact that it is starting to set and my time is running slim. So I grabbed this double butterfly, and of course it's got a jump ring and a piece of metal on it, which is killing my time, and I'm like freaking out now. Okay, let's just shape this because I need it to work. I'm still able to do a little shaping, but I need to get this tool, I need to get this off, and I need to get it into the mold. Quick. Alright, here we go. It's not quite wide enough, but maybe I could squeeze it around it. Squeeze it around, and it is setting. Yeah, you don't have a lot of time between getting it in there and start to set your mold. You don't have a lot of time. But then I am squeezing it down, and then I'm squeezing the excess around it to make sure that it gets the shapes, so that when it does finally go into full set, it's got the shapes that I need. There we go. Just pressing it in, trying to get a grip on it. It is setting, guys. It is setting. It will not be long. I'm trying to smooth it out a little bit. You know, and of course, you know, because I waited a little long, I didn't have my product ready, my embellishment ready. It caused me a little bit of time, so I'm like messing with it, trying to make sure it's getting all of the edges and all of the little details in there. But anyways, I'm going to take this and pull this off the mat just so I know it's not stuck. There we go. Now, I don't know how long you're supposed to let it set in the mold, but as fast as this stuff is setting, it wasn't long. I'd say maybe 5 minutes, 10 at most. Maybe not even that. I mean, it was pretty quick. Again, this is my first time, so I might have should just leave it alone. But like you saw, I don't give up, and I don't know when to quit, and I don't know how to stop. I just keep going. It's one of my flaws. And of course, I'm thinking, you know, I don't want that big, ugly, round glob around my embellishment. I'm going to straighten this up. Look, it's already rubberized. Look at that. I can cut into it. Look at that, guys. I'm cutting into the mold. And it's just slicing like a piece of rubber. It feels almost like an eraser. That's the best way for me to describe it. It feels like an eraser. And of course, you know, I'm getting a little close to that edge. Just because I'm trying to keep it neat. I didn't want a nasty, ugly mold. So, yeah, probably cut it up a little too much there. Oops. Alright, so I put it back. Look at that. It has totally started to set. Look at that. But it's firm. It's firm, and it bends. It's pretty darn cool, you guys. Look, I'm showing you. It's rubbery, it's bendable, but it's firm. It's strong. It's strong, and that's what we need. That's what we need. That's what we're looking for. So, then I thought, well, it might be malleable enough to put my initials or the date in there. SP. It's a little late on it, but I just thought about it, so excuse me. I just thought about it, so I thought I'd try to engrave my name or my initials into my mold and put the year on it, just so I can keep up with when I do stuff. So maybe, who knows in the future how well I'll get it down, and maybe I'll start just doing that myself. Look at that. It's rubbery, it's malleable, it's tough. It's tough, but it still has a nice bendable flexibility to it. And I think I'm going to get brave and start taking it out of the mold. I think I'm ready to chance it just because I'm all excited. Yep, let's do this. Let's take it out of the mold. I'm going to be slow because this was such a three-dimensional piece. I know that little butterfly in the center, the mold might have got up under the wings. So I am just going to slowly pull this out. Boom! Boom! Oh my gosh. We have success, y'all. Check this out. Oh, wow. Wow. Wow, wow. Can you look at that? That is so freaking cool. That is so freaking cool. Now, I didn't get the details on the very top there very well. I have already allowed this to dry a little much before I did my stamping or my molding placement. But I'm sorry I keep going out of frame. Shame on me, shame on me, shame on me. I think I'm just so enthralled and enthused that I got this. I think I was looking for my glitter. Okay, it looks like I'm trimming. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. But you can't see what I'm doing because I'm not paying attention to being in frame, and for that I do apologize. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Check it out. That is success, y'all. That is success. Love it. Don't you just love it when something goes right? Oh, look, now I'm going to go ahead and be trying to engrave on the back. I'm just too excited, y'all. I'm over here trying to get all fancy schmancy. I'm just tired, really. I'm just playing. Note to self, leave be while you can. I mean, this was so unnecessary right now. Really? Sometimes I crack myself up. But anyway. Alright. There's my initials. Stephanie Pettis, SP. It's a terrible job because it was all dry. But look! Look, look, look! Well, try to look. Can stay in freaking frame. There we go. Woohoo! I have my very first homemade mold. It's bendable. It's strong. You can put clay in here. And you can do resin. That will be one of the tests that I have, is to do resin. Oh, okay. Well, I have decided to, let's do another one. Let's do this. Well, what I'm hoping is that I can make another one successfully, because if I make another one successfully, then I know that I can do this consistently. I'm going to go ahead and pour my oil in and get that done. And then we're going to go from there. Got my silicone, my paint, my oil, and let's not forget the glitter. I'm putting a little more glitter, but not too much. I still want to be careful in how much I change the consistency, only because I'm new at this and I don't want to mess it up. So go ahead and blend this together. Fold and press, and fold and press, just kind of fold it in. I found that folding so far, and you guys have seen it in the making, seems to be the best technique instead of going around and around in a circle motion. It just seems, for the texture and the content of the product, it just seems to work better to do it in a more folding fashion. Just blend it in, folding it in. So, trying to keep the shadow out for you this time. Trying to be mindful of that. So, you can see the oil a little bit in the bowl. But we'll get to all that. And I'm not as frantic as I was before, or in a hurry. It seems that if I slow down and just fold it in and take my time with it, but yet get it, blended well, that maybe it seems to feel like it's getting better. The consistency changed for me. Okay, we got a more full view for you, so that maybe you can get a better look at that consistency, so you can kind of get an idea of what you need to look for as well. And since you guys know this is my 4th attempt, but 1 success, two fails, 1 success, I'm hoping that this is also a success. So we're going to go ahead and get the cornstarch in, and I apparently put 2 full teaspoons of cornstarch in off the bat. And if you look at that, you can see, if you've baked at all or have dealt with flour or any kind of a dough, you know that dough is real soft against the wetness, and you can get that real smooth. And that's what's happening here. It's got a smoothness to it, and although it looks lumpy and bumpy from the eye, it's not. It's actually very smooth, and it's blending really well. It's still very fresh. It hasn't rubberized on me. I think folding it is definitely the technique and the way to go. So far, that's what's working best for me. But we'll see. I probably should put this in time lapse, but heck with it. I've already got you right here. You might as well just see it for what it is. I usually try to cut my videos short and time lapse a lot of things, but I figure with this one being a bit of a I figure with this one being, kind of picky, I guess. It's a little, I don't know, I just figure it would be best just to watch the whole thing instead of time lapsing it. So, we'll just see how this goes. I mean, I know how it goes. Because I do this recording after I do the filming. But by the end of this film, I actually do go video at the same time as audio, and had a reason for that. But if you can see, I'm not using my gloves. I'm not using my gloves because I just jumped right in and I went for it, and I'm just patting it and getting the the cornstarch blended in and getting the sticky out, and I'm trying to keep my product, you know, inside of the product itself, because the product within the product, because I don't like to waste. But it does seem to be working out better this way. I mean, you're gonna have some waste, but I did like the way this one was feeling. It was smoother. There was a more smoothness to this batch than even the pink one. This batch right here, it was turning out pretty darn smooth, and I liked it. It's still a little sticky on my fingers, but that was from the previous, just jumping in there. But it's really malleable. It's really soft right now. I like the way this is feeling, and the way I can shape it right now. Right now, it is actually very beautiful. I'm excited because this one is working out better than even the pink one. So, you know, it's just like anything. The more you practice, the better you'll get. The more you do, the more you understand. And that's with anything. And so, this is my way of just showing you, you know, what it is and how it's coming along. You can even see that. I tried to take some plastic and smooth that out, but then I had plastic ridges in it. So really, I needed to bust out some of my wax paper and do it that way, but I didn't. And I tried to make the mold a little flatter and definitely more round to cover the circumference of this piece. And since it wasn't rubberized before my eyes, and I wasn't fighting the dry clot too bad, I was actually able to stick this metal works into the mold and get it in there really well and work the mold around the edges and tuck it in. Because that's what I wanted. I wanted to tuck in tightly up against the metal so that it had, you know, great detail. Detail. That's what it's all about. Getting that detail in. So, and look, I can still smooth it. Look, I'm sitting there smoothing it. It's still malleable enough to smooth it. And since it is, I again am going to put the date on here and carve my name or my initial. Here, let's just zoom in so you can see what I am doing. What I'm doing. Oh, look, I already put my name on there. See, I'd forgotten that. When did I do that? See, I didn't even remember doing that. I didn't see me do that. I must have did that while I was off camera. Oops. Anyway, so that's what happens when you talk after the fact. You don't realize what you do. But now this one, because I didn't mess with it or take so long with it, it's gonna take a little longer to dry this one out, I think. But even still, it's already setting too, and I like the more flatness and the smoothness of this particular mold. I think that it was a success, even beyond the pink one. So I am taking it and getting it off of the mat to make sure it doesn't blend in and stick to the mat. And you want to do that fairly early in the process, because if it's anything like my gloves, I don't need it to stick and stay there. So we'll see. It's a little rough on the bottom, but who's looking at the bottom? Not me. See, it's already drying and setting. Already drying and setting. You can see because it's breaking it when I carve into it. It's not as easy now, so it's already setting. And this is, you know, real time, other than apparently me carving my name, which you didn't see. Heck, I didn't even see it. So I must have done it off camera, but it did not take long. It really did not take long. So I think you'll be happy to try this yourself. It'll save you tons of money, and it will give you success. I'm thrilled about doing this. I can tell you based off that mold builder that this is definitely the way to go for me. And there I am, Stephanie. And note to everyone, it is Stephanie with an F, and I thank you for those of you who have paid attention to that. It's common to be PH, but I am unique like my name, Stephanie with an F. And I guess I'm just going to go ahead and, yeah, it's already dry. It's already too dry to continue. I don't want to really mess it up, but, you know, like I said, I never give up. I always keep going for it. I can't just stop. Can't not touch it. I can't not wait. I just got to keep going with it. And you know, it's just really not that bad. And this stuff just kind of peels right off once it dries. It's not that big a deal to get it on your hands. But it can be a little messy. But I'm a hands-on girl anyway, so it doesn't bother me to get a little dirty. I get my hands dirty every day. Yes, driving a truck, you get dirty hands. Anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and start pulling this out. It might have been a little soon, but you know, I'm so impatient. I just got to see things. But I probably should have left it just a hair bit longer, but I didn't. I just started pulling it out anyway, but it still worked out. I think it was successful, and I got it in there pretty good, so I probably should have trimmed those little holes out, but I didn't. Probably should have. But yeah, look at me now, coming back trying to attempt it now. A little late. I should have done it when it was soft, but I was leaving it alone. It's fine. You know, because I know how to make mold, I can always make a new one if I ruin it, right? Or if it's not as good as I want it to be. We'll just have to see. Alright then. Get that out of there. And voila. 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 Now, what I do see is that it doesn't have too much of that plasticky look. Like when I pulled it out of the pink one, you saw this real heavy shimmer, shine, and it wasn't the glitter. It just had that smooth plasticky effect on the visual. But as long as it takes, you know, my resin or my polymer clay for molding, that's fine. It doesn't matter. That's fine with me. But I was really kind of looking for that little plasticky, shiny effect that my pink one had. So, you know, stuck it in the holes a little deep. Overall, I'm happy with it. Look how bendable it is. It's so much more malleable. Now, see, now when I put it side by side, do you see how the pink shines? I like that. This one was dulled out. I don't know if I just didn't put enough oil, and that may be it, because I noticed that when I poured the oil onto the spoon, I didn't fill the spoon up because it had a layer of that cornstarch powder. So we'll just have to go from there. Alright. I like what I see. There might be a little bit of difference in the definition. Like this one's got great definition. It really does turn out really well. Not that this one doesn't, but it's a little lighter because I was rushing the clock and it was already drying out on me a little bit. So, you know, that's alright. That's okay. It still looks good. I'm happy with it, y'all. I'm super thrilled. I really am. And I don't know if I'm going to go back and do some more, but if I do, I'm sure I'll be posting it here. So I'll talk to you in a minute. Alright, so I went ahead and off camera made another mold. I did it in pink, and I went ahead and did the little bee that was on this Explorer.
And, if I use it for an embellishment, I don't want to have to keep buying it. But anyway, here's the mold for it. Let's go ahead and take this out. I also took my X-Acto knife because these get real bumpy, if you will. And I just cut some excess off just to give it a little clarity. And I'll probably go and clean them up. Now, I had been putting the dates, at least the year, and my name on it, but it's kind of in a hurry because I was excited for one, and two, I wanted to not take too much time because these things dry super fast. So you don't even have to wait long for your mold because it's going to come out super fast and done and ready and just work it out. I don't want to tear anything up because this bee had such depth to it. It went, I'm sure, in the cracks and crevices, so I'm just trying to work it out. And the wind must be picking up outside because my truck is rocking. And it ain't me. Oh, I don't know what this bee is doing, but oh, he's stuck. Pushed it in there pretty good. So I don't know quite. Oh, guess I gotta tear it. Oh, okay, I might have to cut that out. I'll just pull that out. But how freaking awesome is that? And though I did put glitter in it, I didn't put a lot, so it's not too glittery. I didn't know how that would change the consistency of the project, but I may have to go. Look at that. It's so clear. The depth of this thing. I may have torn that. It was a leg. A leg to the antenna. But that's okay. I mean, even if I get it close, this is my first shot at this stuff. Almost got it to the full bottom there. But I made some cubes. Now, there's a reason I made these cubes. And I'm not going to tell you the reason right just yet. But I am going to do my best to pull this out without tearing my mold. Now, I am super freaking thrilled over doing this because, as I showed you in the beginning, that mold builder, you have to brush it on. And I'm just too impatient for that. So I did not brush it on. I'm going to work this cube right out of here, though. It's got a little tear there. I need to be real careful because this mold, if I have to do another one, I'll do another one because, hey, you know, I can make my own mold now. You could probably even make rubber stamps out of this. And I would suggest doing a reverse, doing a resin piece, and then putting that resin inside the mold and reversing the, I think that's how it would work, to reverse the effect. And then you can make it like a stamp. Oh my God. Do y'all know how super thrilled? Look, that came out freaking perfect. Maybe not the top, but that's okay. I don't care. This is so important to me because I've got a surprise project that I'm working on. I was driving and it just clicked in my brain, and I think it's going to be a hit. And not just with me, but maybe with some special people. Uh, so I'm super thrilled that my mold is upholding to the test. Yeah, look, look, I got a little square. There's a reason for this, guys. I've got a plan. I don't know how successful it's going to be, but I got a plan. sticking to the bottom. I don't like that. I made it awfully thin at the bottom. Don't want to punch a hole. I need this to come out. When all else fails, grab a tool. Maybe. Okay. Oh, look. Oh, it's a little messed up at the bottom. I don't know. I'll have to make that the bottom then. I may have to redo this one. I got it a little thin. I got it a little thin on the bottom, too thin, and it caused, I don't know if y'all can see that. That's not what I want.